Matthew Sublevitz for NYC Metal Scene. I'm here with Jasmine Sandler, aka Jazz Rock. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm very happy.
Excellent. I'm very happy to get a chance to interview you. Just to get things off, just to get things started, you are very busy. You are a very busy person. You are the host of a podcast called Wonder Women in Business.
Correct.
But what we're first going to start talking about is aka Jazz Rock, that's your name, and the song Calling 911. Now before you start talking about that, let me describe a little bit about the song. I actually really like the song a lot. It reminds me of your vocals a little bit like Missing Persons, like old school, like punk, alternative from the 80s. But the music itself, it's got like it's produced really well with a good metal sound, a good distortion sound. So it's really catchy. I really like it. So let's talk a little bit about Calling 911.
Great, sure. Well, thanks. Yeah, and it's funny. Every time someone hears it, they have a different take on how it sounds. So
right.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So it's a song that I've always wanted to put together.
Okay.
So I'll get a little personal here.
Right.
I grew up in a very violent household.
Damn.
You know, so my dad, God rest his soul, but I never knew him. I grew up watching him beat up my mom.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? And the story is really about the whole sense of the story is it's very sequential. So it's about how a woman is behind a closed door.
Right.
She's hearing the guy kind of like breathing on the other side of the door, wanting to basically beat her ass, and she's there trying to protect her child.
And I mean it curse, but damn.
And it's a story of basically her thought process that she goes through to actually call 911.
Jeez.
So that's really what it's about. So that's why there's a lot of build up in it. That's why
And I noticed the lyrics as well. You were talking about a child, and I asked this before we started this interview.
Yeah.
And you were saying take the child by the hand. That child was you.
Right. Yes.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So, and you came up with this song because it is Domestic Violence Month, and
yes. So October is Domestic Violence Month. It's very, very important.
Right.
And domestic violence affects not just women. It
right.
affects women and men.
Absolutely.
And if you think about it perpetually, domestic violence affects the entire world.
Yeah.
Because once you grow up in a family like that,
right.
it's something that is subconsciously affects people.
Right.
So then it affects their families and affects their mental state.
Yeah.
So I'm very much on a mission to end domestic violence right now.
Jeez. And so the lyrics that you came up with, obviously you wrote them. So you wrote the lyrics. Did you write the melody of the song, or did some of your people that you work with? Oh, excuse me. I also want to say Jasmine is also in the band Silent Fury. So. Excuse me. So the musicians in Silent Fury, did they write the music, or you started writing some of the melodies and stuff like that, and they just put it together?
Yeah. So let me tell you how I work I'm primarily a lyricist and lead singer.
Right. Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit of a musician, but not really. I leave that to the professional.
Right. Yeah,
so basically, what happens with me with songwriting is either I'll write a song, I'll come up with the lyrics, and then I'll go to my band Silent Fury, and I'll be like, guys, I want to write this, and I'll tell them exactly what genre I want to go for.
Right.
I'll tell them how I feel about the drums. Usually that's really important to me. I'll tell them what kind of chunkiness, or like if I want a soft sound in the guitar.
Right. Yeah.
So I just basically I'm more of a musical director.
Right. Yeah.
And then they do the music.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I don't.
So you wrote the lyrics, and the lyrics were really personal for you.
Very much so. Yeah.
So I mean, definitely check it out. It's Jazz Rock Calling 911 on SoundCloud. Look. I mean, anyone who knows me, even if you don't know me, I don't really, I'm not full of BS. I really like the song. It's really cool. It's very catchy. So definitely check it out. So anything else you want to add about that song before we move on?
Yeah, I do. So just a couple of things. So as I said, domestic violence really is very, very important to me. So right now I'm producing a large-scale event, October 24th, and I'm looking to raise considerable amount of money to give to domestic violence support groups in New York City.
Right. And
it's being run in an art gallery, and I told the art gallery owner, you have to play my song.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn if it's punk rock, you have to play it. So it's an anthem.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a good song
what
too.
I want
I mean, a gallery here in Manhattan, and that's October 24th, 2019. So if you're viewing this interview later on in 2019 or 2020 or 2021, where can they maybe contact you or maybe donate to help with domestic violence?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So everything that I do kind of falls under the hood of my business, which is JS Media.
JS Media.
Yeah, and so JS Media, the main kind of website right now, which will be up in 2021.
Okay.
It actually falls under Brand You Conference. I run a conference series.
Okay.
And underneath that is all the events that I run, my
Right.
podcast, all of that.
Right.
So if they want to find out, I run a meetup group and all that. But all under Brand You Conference. They can get to all, I have a lot of different websites, but that's kind of like, if they want to find out about the events and how to donate and how to support, not just that, but a lot of things, as I mentioned to you before the
Right.
show,
Yeah.
that I do to support creative professionals.
Right, okay.
I do
Yes,
a lot
yes,
of events,
absolutely.
and so if you guys are musicians, I'm here to help.
Absolutely.
You know, so-
And you can contact Jasmine on Instagram.
Oh, so that's easy, Jasmine Sandler 77.
So if you want to spell that too, just in case.
Oh, sure.
'Cause people like me are really horrible spellers, so.
So it's JASMINESANDLER and then the number 77, which actually is the other thing that I do is I'm a hockey player, so that's
Right.
a Ray Bork's number.
Oh,
So I'm a
okay.
big hockey fan, so anybody can contact me about hockey.
There you go. So I'm a big sports fan too, but we're not here to discuss sports. We're here to discuss Jasmine and all of her endeavors that she's doing. So keeping with music, you're also lead singer of Silent Fury.
Yes.
And Silent Fury has a song on an upcoming comic film coming up. Expand a little bit on that.
Absolutely, so we have a few songs that we're releasing, but the
Right.
one in particular that you mentioned
Yes.
is, the song is called Takashi. So it is supporting an Indiegogo launch, which is launching next Tuesday.
Okay.
On Indiegogo, so if you guys know like crowdfunding, right? For a comic book, a 32-page comic book called Takashi the Wanderer, which is a story about a post-apocalyptic New York City. It's actually really, really, really cool.
Yeah, I saw the trailer. It looks.
It's pretty
the
fabulous.
artwork's amazing. It's really. Yeah. Go ahead.
So the artwork is done by my boyfriend. His name
Oh,
is
okay.
Victor Rojas. He's a SVA scholar, comic book illustrator,
School of
artist,
Visual Arts.
writer. So anyways, but the story is really cool. And so the song, I mean, I love that song.
Right.
I can tell you,
Yeah.
everybody loves it. So
Right.
the song is very tribal. The point of the song is it supports the story, and Takashi is, so in post-apocalyptic New York City,
Okay.
it's a lawless state.
Right.
And they have a lot of problem with water, like
Okay.
there's no water. So anyways, so when you get into the world, this world, right,
Right.
post-apocalyptic New York City, you have to be either you are raped, pillaged, or killed, unless you have,
Sounds like medieval times.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
For real.
So actually, there's some of that echoed in the story,
Yeah.
so it's interesting that you say that.
Yeah.
But, so the point is, unless you have some type of use for this gang called the Warriors, which one of my favorite movies of
The
all.
Warriors,
Oh,
come on.
but anyway, so the point is, unless you have some kind of use, you're killed. So this guy Takashi, he is trained by a school of monks on the lost art of boxing.
Okay.
Okay, so the song, if you're into boxing, you're gonna love the book.
Oh, okay.
So it's really about this boxer who comes into this world where it's like knives and insanely sick people that are like half human and
Right.
whatever they are.
Yeah.
And so he's obviously the hero of the
The
book.
hero of the book.
He's the hero of the book. So the song is really about him.
And I saw the trailer already, so who knows, like, again, who knows when everyone's going to see this, no matter what it is. When you see this, right now there's a trailer out. This is October of 2019, but the name of the movie is going to be called...
Takashi the Wanderer.
And look, I saw the trailer, and I saw the artwork, and it's no joke. It looks really good. For people that love comic book, like fantasy artwork and movies like that, you're really gonna like it. And I was really impressed. I was like, dang, this looks like something. I'm like, maybe I could do a voiceover in one of her characters and stuff. It looks that good.
I would love to have you as a
You know,
character.
it's amazing. So you got that going on with Silent Fury.
Yeah.
And so how long have you been singing with Silent Fury? How did that band come about?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked.
Yeah.
Because I love the name Silent Fury.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, like I love music, right?
Right.
That's my number
Yeah,
one
yeah,
love
yeah.
in life. And so when I was thinking about a band, so I was in a previous band. They were a bunch of jerks.
Okay.
And so,
Okay.
but when I was with that band, they wanted to be a YouTube band, and I'm a performer. I'm a keynote
Yeah,
speaker.
right. You want to perform live? You want to perform
So I
for
said,
people?
no, I want to have a show, blah blah blah. And they came up with all these dumb names. And so I thought about like a character that would define like, emotional storytelling in songs, which is what I do.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
I do.
And silent fury is an oxymoron, right? Really? And so the name is actually, I wrote a whole story about the name. So then basically the name is about a kid, a boy, who gets picked on when he's a kid. He gets beat up and he gets, and he never grows out of that. Okay. So basically what happens is he becomes a serial killer.
Oh, damn.
However, the point of of Silent Fury is that's his name, but he's like the person that comes out of your nightmares. But the way that I write about him in the songs is that we should be empathetic towards him because of all the pain he went through when he was a child.
Damn.
So that's what it's about. And that's the band of Silent Fury. Now I have a whole bunch of new guys. They're awesome. I love my band because like they don't tell me what to do, and I don't tell them what to do. Right. And it's very collaborative.
And that song, Calling 911, that's the band playing the music for that song, for jazz rock, and stuff like that. And Silent Fury, where can we get in touch with Silent Fury? Where can we find them on the internet?
So Silent Fury Band is our basically our Facebook title.
Instagram also at Silent Fury Band.
Yeah, and then on YouTube under Jazz Rock is all the Silent Fury videos, all of my stuff, because I basically manage the band.
Right.
So it's like
and as from the beginning of the interview, Jasmine is also Jazz Rock, so that is her, I guess, your handle or your alias or
artist name.
Artist name.
And I'll tell you why it's that.
Right. Why?
So I've been in digital marketing for like a million years.
Okay.
And I've been in SEO for a million years, right?
Okay.
So I know how to do SEO. I do keynote speeches, right? And so I love music. I started off in music, in classical music as my first love.
Wow. Okay.
And that to me, it's weird, or maybe not to you,
that
I think classical music and metal are so similar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very similar.
You don't even get me started with that because this interview's all about you. So, but I hear you. Maybe you can take me out for a drink later.
Absolutely, talk about it.
Okay, go.
So the point of the story is that like music today, most of it sucks.
I disagree with that statement.
No, not for metal. I was talking
mainstream
about pop music.
Pop music. All right, now I do have to agree with Jasmine.
Metal is always the best.
Or rock and roll, because there's some awesome rock artists.
No, rock is awesome. Rock is awesome. It's pop.
But pop music, because it's so cookie cutter. They're using. Let me tell you.
You just need a hook.
I'm sorry, Jasmine's voice. She doesn't use auto tune or anything like that.
No way.
Yeah, she's got a strong voice.
It's
nice.
raw.
So go ahead. I'm sorry. As I digress.
Yeah, that's okay. So jazz rock. So the point of the story is when I go into I jam a lot with different musicians.
Right.
That's where I get a lot of my own creativity.
Yes.
I found over time that basically what I always bring together when I sit and I instruct them and I come up with the words I'm really good at that.
Yeah.
It's always this combination of jazz and some form of rock.
Right.
So that's kind of where it came from. And then it's a very easily identifiable, easy to find name.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, Jazz rock.
So people are like, oh, I'm looking for jazz.
Right.
Amy Winehouse? Oh no, jazz.
Jazz rock, absolutely.
So anyway, so I love the name. I don't know, it's easy.
It's a nice name.
It's easy to remember. Instead of coming up with something that people.
And let me tell you, it's easy. It's a good thing to have something that's easy to remember. I'll tell you.
Definitely.
Even people like me with short-term memory loss, I tell you. So let's touch on your podcast. You do something about Wonder Women in business. Explain a little bit more with that.
Sure. Yeah. So a lot of what I do is I support women. I support men too. But
it was people, but go ahead.
People, but the reason I started Wonder Woman in business, so I've been in digital marketing for close to 15 years.
Okay.
I've had my own agency, blah, 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 and I'm also a keynote speaker and educator in digital marketing.
Right, and you can see, I've seen some of her keynote speaking. It's really impressive. Check it out. Just surf the internet and YouTube.
Just look at my name, it's very
Go ahead.
But anyway, so I realized over time, I would look out into the audience in my keynote speeches and my trainings, and I kept seeing more and more women.
Right, yeah.
And more and more women were coming up to me and saying, hey, can you help me out, So I was like, you know what? I felt like it was my duty.
Yeah, okay.
Like my bold duty to help other women through my own story.
Right.
So long and the short of it is I had another podcast previous to Wonder Woman in Business, which was called Uncover, because I'm very much about telling the truth.
Right.
And making other people tell the truth.
Okay.
And that podcast was cool. So it was about uncovering the truths in different industries to help people that want to get into these industries. I put that on pause and I started Wonder Woman in Business because, you know, Wonder Woman obviously is a symbol of strength. She's a symbol of beauty.
Right.
She's like an inspiration of hope for a lot of other women.
Right, yeah.
And the purpose of Wonder Woman Business Podcast, which is audio and video, is I identify both women and men that are doing something to support women in business. Now,
right, yeah.
Whether that is, I've been interviewed the leader of D&I, Diversity and Inclusion at KPMG.
Okay.
I've interviewed an opera singer. It doesn't matter.
Right.
I see who's ever doing something really impactful.
Right.
And they come from a source of honesty.
Yeah.
Those are the people that I'm having on the podcast.
And that's awesome. And I mean, yes, it's called Women in Business. And I mean, let's be real. Women have suffered for a long time at the hands of men. Even in the Middle East right now, in Northern Africa. I mean, women, don't get me started with this topic, but I mean, look, here's the real deal. Men and women, we're all human, we're all equal. Here's a little bit of two differences between men and women. The average man, maybe like me, I'm a little bit stronger than the average woman, like Jasmine. But the average woman, like Jasmine, is a little bit smarter than the average guy like me, because us guys are kind of dumb sometimes. So, but regardless, but still women seem to be held back and subjugated. Even in 2019.
Oh, forget it.
You know?
So
that's a really worthy cause, what you're pursuing there. And man, you really have a lot going on. So we could recap everything about yourself and what you want everyone to notice you, because hopefully, well, not hopefully, this will be on the internet for years to go. So we'll start with Jazz Rock, Jasmine Sandler.
Jazz Rock, right. So I think the first thing that if whoever sees this before October 19th, that's number one.
Right.
So Silent Fury is playing at the West Park Music Festival. I think there's a prize, like a trophy or something.
Okay.
Who cares?
Nice.
But we are, so Calling 911 is one of our songs.
Right, love that. I really do like that song.
The other song we're playing is Kick-Ass. It's called Greedy Elevator.
Okay.
So it's my song against the financial services industry.
Nice.
And it's really written to help creative professionals earn their value.
Right.
So anyways, those are the songs that we're performing. That's October 19th. It's at the West Park Presbyterian Church. It's all on the Silent Fury Facebook page. But anyways, I'd love for you guys to come. Yeah. You know, and then like tell me what you guys think.
Right.
Very
absolutely.
open to everyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so that's number one.
Okay, and then also your band Silent Fury.
Yes.
And that's Silent Fury Band.
Silent Fury Band on Facebook.
At Silent Fury Band,
yeah, that's
Facebook,
where we announce
all
all
that
of our
social
events.
media.
Right.
Got you.
Yeah.
And you can also find Jasmine and really check out her podcast, Wonder Women in Business.
Wonder Women in Business. So if you go to Apple, also on YouTube, just put in Wonder Woman in Business. It's everywhere because it's audio and video.
And I'll tell you, man, this woman, or let me say, excuse me, it's 2019, this person really has a lot going on. I wanted to impress her doing this interview because she, hopefully we'll be working together in the future.
Yeah.
And she's a really cool person. We met relatively recently. So there you have it. And Jasmine, thank you so much for coming out here. I appreciate that. I'm Matthew Zablevis with Jasmine Sandler for NYC Metal Scene. Yeah!